Always make sure when you want one of your Google apps that you have signed in to Google Chrome, and then you'll go to your app waffle and you will select the purple icon, which is for Forms. Once we open Forms, you will have a gray band that gives you choices of things that you can add. I've already selected this and I added it here. Now I'm going to open this particular assessment and I'm going to ask some questions. The first thing I do is make sure that the title of the quiz matches the title of the file. Then I make sure and put directions here and type those in. I pre-typed them because I'm such a terrible typist it would take forever. Now, when I set these up, I like to make sure I have a first name and a last name. That way, depending on whatever list I have to throw grades onto, I can make sure and organize that the lists are in the same order, whether it's by first name or last name. I do this by simply doubling the first, go down here to duplicate, and then I hit it. I come down here, and all I have to do is retype the first name. I hit duplicate again, and I go ahead and I add the periods in. That way, again, it's another way that I can toggle my organization and be able to find somebody. The next thing is I actually am making a question. So again, I duplicated because I knew it was going to be a multiple choice question. So what is your favorite team? I just went up here, I clicked, and I typed my question. I went over here and I selected multiple choice out of the different choices. There's short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes, drop down. You can upload files. You can also have a linear scale. You can do a multiple choice grid, checkbox grid, and so on. So I'm going to use multiple choices on this one, and I'm just asking them a quick question to get them into it. What is your favorite sport to play? And so then they can pick one from the following and we can move on. Now, I went ahead and I just duplicate all the way down. One of the reasons I do that is because these are all required questions. And if I duplicate, then I won't forget to click on that. Now, there's something else that I'd like to do. It doesn't matter on any of the other questions up here, but on your first question, it will matter. What you'll want to do is go to these three dots, and you might want to shuffle the order. That way they're not just looking at someone's paper or checking on someone's computer or saying the third answer is the correct one. It just helps to keep your test integrity and security in place. Down here, I'm going to go ahead and hit shuffle order because I want these to be shuffled when the kids get them. Basically, there are 5 answers for this question. So I went ahead and clicked checked boxes. And then I added some more answers down here for the reasons that somebody might be interested in a sports team. Then I go to the answer key and it looks like I could give them 5 points for having each answer, but this question will only give them a point if they've answered every single question. There are no partial points for this question. So I might just decide to give 3 points for this question because it's a little more difficult than others. This one is going to be an essay question. What I did is just like you were told in the other sections of this program, you may go ahead and insert an image here. You just go to this box, you click on a Google search image. I happen to find one on baseball. I hit the search, I clicked on it, and I put it into the box, and it came right here. So this is going to be an essay question. So I clicked. I decided to be a little more than a short answer, possibly because some kids really like sports. So I clicked on paragraph. So we went ahead and they have that as an option. This one is, which U.S. sport team generates the most money? Okay, that's an okay question. It's not my favorite, but let's see what else I have. The next thing is I could put a new title here if I wanted to. If I wanted to call these math word questions, if I wanted to call them science questions, if I wanted to name them for a certain section, I could do that here. I could also insert an article right here, the same way you would highlight all of this information, go out into Google or into your files, copy everything and paste it back over here. You might have to do a Control V, but either way you can paste it. Then you can ask questions if you wanted to. So you can ask them to talk about the information above, whatever you would like to do. Now, another question that I have noticed that is a good one to have, especially if you are checking for information about multiple things. So the question for this is a checkbox grid. And you will write words in the first row that you want them to actually match in the columns. And so I wrote all the possible answers down here, and then I wrote all the answers here that I wanted. So I could go in here and I could change it to million if I wanted, or I could add more rows and more columns, and then the students would be able to match those up together. Then I went into the answer box and I decided, well, this might be a little harder, so I was going to give them 2 points per box. Now, the nice thing about this one is that if they get one box wrong, it doesn't mean that the whole answer is wrong. So in this one, they can get one answer right and get partial credit for the question. So I think that's kind of a good deal. And over here, it lets you shuffle the row order. So I did that to try to help them get through it. The other thing I think I might do is limit to one response per column. That way they're not able to put multiple responses in one spot. That just sort of helps them out a little bit. So that's basically how I would try to put together a quick quiz.